bless you. This is the Reverend Dr. Gilberto Rosado. Dios lo bendiga. Este es Reverendo Dr. Gilberto Rosado. Welcoming you to another broadcast. At this hour, we have our bilingual broadcast, our teaching in English and Spanish. So we ask that you be patient as we translate live on the fly between languages. Esta es la hora que damos la enseñanza en inglés y español y pedimos que tengas pues paciencia mientras que traduzcamos de un idioma al otro. Aproveche y aprende el otro idioma. While we're at it, you can learn the other language as well. Es un beneficio de sintonizarse con nuestro ministerio. It's a benefit, an added benefit I should add, of tuning in to our ministry. Hello everyone, God bless you. This is the Reverend Dr. Gilberto Rosado. We're actually doing a test stream right now, but I may say something intelligent. Sometimes it happens by accident. Okay. And so I'm usually broadcasting on Sundays. I'm particularly focused in this stream on Periscope. So that's what I'm going to be addressing my comments basically or mainly to. And basically on Sundays, I'm usually on Sundays from 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we're usually teaching for about 2 hours. 2 hours for those who can stand it. Oh my. And we've been giving a series on the Shabbat, the Sabbath. Actually, the series is part of a larger one, Exodus, the science and art of freedom, really the science of freedom, and within that we're focusing now on the Ten Commandments. We're giving the Bible teaching verse by verse as we go through each chapter. Now we're at Exodus 20. We've done the first, second, third, and now we're just about finishing up with the fourth commandment, the Shabbat commandment, where we found very interesting things. Again, we're looking at the Hebrew and not just the King James Version. So we have very good insight. There's a lot of insight available. But we also suggest that you keep track of it. I believe on YouTube we have the archives there. I'm not sure in the profile on Periscope for the Periscope viewers how much of that is there. But if you can try to look back, what you need to do is really start with Exodus 19, because Exodus 19 really is the introduction, if you will, to the Ten Commandments. If you don't know Exodus 19, and if you've ever heard someone teaching about the Ten Commandments and they have not mentioned Exodus 19, they're not teaching you the right thing. You absolutely have no idea what the Ten Commandments is about. Simply, it's not just what the Ten Commandments are. You need to look at Exodus 19 because God prepares His people for the Ten Commandments, and He tells them exactly what it's all about. But if no one tells you Exodus 19, read it like before, the preamble, like they have in books, before you get started. Because that's the way we are. We like to play games. We don't like to read the instructions. right? We want to just go into the game. So everybody wants to jump into the Ten Commandments, but there's actually a user's guide. It's Exodus 19. It's amazing how people just let that pass them by. So definitely it's something that you want to look at to get the full understanding of what the Ten Commandments really are intended for, and what they're saying actually, in light of the context that God has placed in it. He obviously put it. He obviously gave us Exodus 19 for a good reason. A good reason is to give us understanding. So I'm just looking through what we get at Periscope for our broadcast here. It doesn't seem to show anything. Anything you look us up, and it just gives you one poultry listing there, one video, and we've been doing videos daily. Excuse me, I don't mean to say daily, but every week. Excuse me. We've been broadcasting weekly, and I'm sure that the other weeks that I've looked, we've had some more videos up there, but either they started spring cleaning early, or I don't see anything but one thing 4 days ago, probably when I started last Sunday to teach, and we didn't have a good internet. They fixed it just yesterday, I believe, and now we're able to stream again. So I haven't been able to broadcast, and I guess in that interim some more pruning has occurred around this ministry. Gee, what happened to all the videos here? I guess, you know, again, and what I'm doing now is not showing up as being live. Let me try to see what's going on here. And we have that happening. One moment. Yeah, the one thing I don't have here is a mute button. I mean, this software costs hundreds of dollars, and I don't see a mute button. There's no mute button. This really should be included. And anyway, so I had to turn off the mic physically, and that usually makes this loud noise. When I'm looking at Periscope is, gee, you know, I'm just wondering. I said, why isn't, because it's supposed to be broadcasting now what I'm doing now. So let's see, maybe it's just the way I link to it. So let's see if this is showing or not. Anyway, I want to give some material for you guys on Periscope. I haven't done my gaming stuff yet. The last update to the software ruined the my video-based user interface. which I use to design the game that I'm working on. I'm working on two games actually simultaneously. And these are interactive games. I'm doing a whole bunch of things, but I haven't been able to do those recordings yet. I'm starting slowly to build up the assets again for to begin. I was getting ready to start broadcasting and start doing the game and attracting people to play the game. But the update came in, just wiped out my assets. They're the things you see on the screen. Like right now, you see this on the screen. So I made the game. I made a game. Some camera shots here, and like you're in a spaceship. This is Spaceparium that I'm working on, so that you can see like a spaceship that we're going through space. So I had all this thing ready to go, and then things started happening. So it's been quite a battle to try to get these things going. At the same time, I have to do my other work, of course, which has to do with the game too, like getting it promoted and all that. So it was just as important, not that I wasn't working on the game per se. But in terms of broadcasting something that people will want to watch, that was a different matter. So I'm working on rebuilding that, and I'm not going to go crazy like I did before. I did a lot of bells and whistles. I'm going to go minimal this time. I'm going to see if I do a minimalist type of format. I'll try it. Um, and and we'll see how soon I can start developing that game better and hiring or getting people to start playing the game. We need people who are going to be game masters. The game requires game mastering. It's like every time you play, there has to be like a captain of the ship, at least. There's different rankings, but let's just put, for an example, to be the captain of the ship. And so that's the guy who's running the game. Everyone else is one of the ship's executives or one of the main technicians. Like you have in Star Trek, where you have the navigator, and then you have the security, and you have the engineer, and things like that. So everyone has a different function on the mission. And so we go through the game, and each one depends. The game assigns whose responsibility this situation is going to affect, whatever. So it's a situational thing. It changes, or with the roll of the dice, what's going on. And we have a codex, which is it's almost like a book that dictates certain conditions. So wait after this one moment, and we'll get back to it. So I need to invent the mute button. But in any case, I would disconnect, and I should have done that before broadcasting, but I didn't. So I'll do it for the next run. But in any case, so the interaction happens on screen. We were already broadcasting on Twitch and doing that. But anyway, we're doing the recruiting. There's going to be work available with this game. We've made arrangements so that people can earn a salary, those who are going to help promote the game with us. So that's going out there. If anyone's interested in what I'm talking about, head on over to classiforum.com, and look for, there should be in the jobs section, you can see it right there on the home page. If you scroll down, you're looking for the different listings, you should see a $50,000 a year job. There's a few of them there that have, that talk about virtual assistant. Okay. So it's the same thing. It's going to be that same job opportunity, except that it's in the gaming niche, and it has to do with Spaceparium, our game. So all you have to do, I run the whole thing. So all you do is just go. You can contact me on Classiforium. There it says contact the poster or the seller, whatever it says. It's a classified site. You go there. There you need to have access. So those who are going to work with us, you need to get the training. So the training, the minimal training is listed there. You have to take is 5 months worth before you qualify. So you have to qualify for the job. Okay, so you go there. While you're training, then you let me know that you're interested in the game, to be the in the gaming niche, so that I'll make sure that you are working with Spaceparium and helping us with that. And again, it's an opportunity to be earning up to $50,000 a year through that program. And I think it's a wonderful program. It's a great way to get started in the gaming industry. If you're into games at all, and there's great opportunities here. Really, it's just the beginning. Don't just think it's just a game that we'll be playing on Twitch. It's really bigger than what you can imagine. It's just we're doing some new things with this game. It's really going to be a very interactive, and it's going to be a real world game, as well as a online game or a digital software game. It really goes out. You're just not a character in the game. You're actually a character in real life. So the game really goes out into real life, and it's going to be very interesting. So that's why we are hiring. We're looking for people to come and help with this project, to come on and to join us on that project. And again, you go to classiforium.com and look for that $50,000 a year job offer, and look through the offer and think about joining us, because and if you're into games, this is really, if you're really heavy into games, I really do recommend that you join us with that. And that'll give you an opportunity to do your own thing as well. You're not just stuck with Spaceparium. You can be helping us promote Spaceparium. And hey, listen, if you got something interesting yourself that you want to develop, we're all ears. We do trading card games as well. And if you got some ideas of creating a game, and you want our support and help on that, that's definitely something that is doable. So that's something for you to consider. And so we're open to that. So I urge you to go check it out at classiforium.com. Once again, our classified site. And look at the $50,000 a year jobs. It should be on the front page, unless somebody posted some new job offer there. But it should be there, easy for you to find it. And again, remember, it's talking about virtual assistant. It's not talking about the game. It's not talking about Spaceparium. But I am the one doing both of those things. So all you have to do is just let me know once you're in the training program, and that's not going to be an issue. Okay, and in the future, if anyone watches this recorded in the future, well, by that time there should be a separate sign up process for the Spaceparium opportunity itself. So what we're looking for, people all over. Could be all over the world, because this is going to be a global phenomenon. It's going to be a global game. A Spaceparium, what Spaceparium does, it brings out the way the world is now. We're advancing the world many years in the future, and advancing it into space. So it's almost like the world you know and the real world, but in space. Okay, and there's a storyline. That's what we'll be doing on the broadcast. We'll be playing the game in terms of its development, right? But the game project itself, the game that will be sold, as a software, etc., will be in the future. But the broadcast that we're doing now, or that we'll be starting up, I guess now in 2018, will be the developing stages. So we'll be playing the game, but in the developing years, if you will, towards that software-based game that is in development. Okay, so you guys understand it. So that the storyline, the foundation, the story behind that game will be what we'll be playing online. We can probably do something on Periscope, I'm not sure, but definitely on Twitch. We'll be on Twitch playing the game and training game masters to play that game and to develop team players, etc., etc. So that's what your job will be if you decide to join us and work for us, is to develop teams in your area, wherever you are, because everywhere in the world we want representation and really saturation from all parts of society, every country, every city, every place, and every company, every school, college, university, wherever you're at, clubs, whatever. We need you in Spaceparium. We're looking to have Spaceparium, your representation, excuse me, in our Spaceparium game. So that's what is happening. People are going to make salaries. Of course, it's going to be serious work with that. So the opportunity is now available. So you shouldn't wait too long. This has to be done now. And once we have our people, the people going to be earning salaries are the ones that are going to run, be working in our offices, be the one that's going to be really managing in your area this game and the gameplay. So really the salary is just a basic thing. It's a base, because if you're the ones in charge in your local area for the game development, I mean, there's so many other income streams that can develop and will be developed by you, by your offices there when we set it up in your location. This is a great opportunity. I don't want to, because I'm not trying to sell you on it. I really don't need to. It's just simple. Listen, if you want to play games and make money, then go to classoforium.com and sign up for the job. It's a $50,000 a year job after 5 months. You need to qualify. We'll train you for 5 months. You take the training program. You need access to the portal, whatever, and learn to do this. And we will train you to be able to qualify and earn that $50,000 a year. And then after that, we start developing into the gaming program itself. So I think it's a great opportunity for most of you who would be listening in today. Hi, you guys. How are you? Just trying to communicate things with you. So that's what I encourage you to do. That if you know anyone that's interested in games, and then that's the person to refer to classiforium.com and have them go and look at that. If you're doing any type of marketing online, you're selling things, you're doing some type of online business, internet business, I encourage you also to go to classiforium.com to consider advertising there. Uh, classiforium.com does two things that no other classified site does for you. The first thing is that we have virtual assistants. You just heard me say we are hiring virtual assistants at $50,000 each to come in, and they are building teams to promote the ads on classiforium.com and also on some other select sites that we have. The second thing that we do there is that we feature ads on our TV program. The classiforium.com has a TV program. And so we take the ads, the ones that are great ads that have some quality to them, and we feature them in our different programs. So that gives you great exposure from your ad. I mean, you put it, where else do you get that? It's like putting in an ad and having it on TV and then having it promoted by hundreds and then thousands of promoters, virtual assistants who promote your ad. I mean, you can't get that anyplace else. Of course, classiforium.com is not free, but it isn't super expensive either. I think right now it's like $1. I mean, come on, you can't even beat that. Right now, it usually is not $1. Okay, but right now for the Christmas season, the price went down. It's $1. So everybody go in, just get $1, and really you can get so much from that dollar. And again, if you're seeing this as a recording, remember that this can be played again and again as a recording, and maybe by the time you get to Classiforium, it's not $1 any longer. But whatever the pricing is, that's definitely going to be well worth it for all the stuff that you're getting. I mean, the exposure, the promotion, which no other classified site is able to give. So I think it's well worth it. So if you post to a lot of free classified sites, post to them. It's fine. But spend a little bit of your ducats, a little bit of money at classiforium.com, because you'll get promoted and you may get on TV. I'm not going to make the TV thing, by payment. We want to have just quality, and so we need to choose the ones who are going to be featured. But I can tell you this, you need to be there first, because we will take the first advertisers, the oldest advertisers. We're going to start with the oldest ones first and choose from those who will be featured on our program. So if you're looking to have some exposure, I would get in on that as early as possible. And right now is the way to get in, at $1. Okay, so I think it's well worth it for you to make that, to approach us and to get your ad on Classiforium. Okay, so but it'll be good, and I don't know how we're going to work it here on Periscope, for example. How the game will, it'll be something for you to watch, I'm sure. The game on Periscope. Since I don't use the phone that much, I wouldn't know. I've seen the Periscope, some of the broadcasts on there, the streams. So what type of interaction you guys can do on Periscope, so that you can participate in the game. We want you guys to be able to participate actually in the game at some way. So we'll still be looking into that, how we can get you guys to either comment or
which is I guess an easy thing to do. But again, it brings in. I'll have to create software and to bring in the chat so we can see the chatting and the contributions that viewers will do, and you can play. And we'll try to see if we can incorporate some type of participation from. I guess you'll be the ship crew, right? Space parent. You can either be, if it's a ship-based mission, you guys can be the ship's crew members, and the passengers. And then also, if it's a colony-based mission, then you guys can be the population, the civilian population, and I guess participate in certain types of voting and stuff like that. So we'll look into that. And obviously, we'll probably add in some prize winning and some things like that, winning of some game assets and stuff like that. So we'll be looking into that for the future development. So these are the things we're working on. Right now, we need people who want to work, who want to earn money, and if you're interested in either virtual assistant or which is working online, doing anything, you got skills, especially check it out at classoforium.com. And if you're interested in games, in playing games, you like to play games, you wish you can work at playing games, this is going to be an opportunity for you to work and make money and play games. This is definitely a very open and accessible opportunity for most people who only dream about. It's a wet dream, right? You can just get up in the morning, play games, and earn a living. Wouldn't that be great? A lot of people say, "Wow, well, this is an opportunity that will make that real, without you having to be any type of software developer or game technician or anything like that. Just simply have a love for games and do some work. Be able to do some promotion and be able to get people together. Because basically that's all you'll have to do is do some online promoting, post the game here and there, talk about it a little bit with your friends and things on Facebook, and do some periscopes like this and talk about it. And also then in your neighborhood, with your friends, with your schoolmates, because Spaceparium is a real world game as well as an online game. It's not just online. So you'll actually be having fun. I can't imagine, everybody getting together on a Friday night, Saturday, whatever your nights are, you'll be playing Spaceparium. You invite friends over. We're going to play a game. Come over. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And we're just going to have some fun. And you're getting paid. I mean, I think that is just wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, so that opportunity is available again at classoforium.com. And you go there, look for the jobs. They should be listed right on the front page there. And it says, look for the $50,000 job. Now, it says virtual assistant. That is the first training that everyone has to take. So, yes, you can click on that to see what that is. Because that is the first training. That is the training that qualifies you for the $50,000. After that, after you qualify for the $50,000, it doesn't end there. See, I don't want to talk a lot about money, but I'm just going to tell you that it doesn't end there. You go then into the game training itself, and the game issue is just it's just additional. Let's put it that way. It's just additional. Again, it's up to you how much you want to do and how much you can do. But basically, it's playing the game. It's making a team. At minimum, you build your team. Your team is a ship's navigational and engineering techs, which is just about 7 to 8 people. Really, that's all you really the minimum that you need to do, and play. I mean, simply, it's just to play and let people know you're playing the game, and talk about it, and whatever you're able to do. You can do some videos and listen, talk about the game, invite people over to your home while you guys are playing it. You guys can play on your computers with each other, on their computers, but you also want to do some home-based getting together, and just letting people know that's what you're doing. This is what I do, of course, and you're building that up in your communities, and letting other teams happen, and building up. What you're doing is you're building up the communities in space. This is basically what you think about. We're building up these communities in space we'll be dealing with as the game develops and expands in the real world. It will be reflected as well in the gaming world itself, or in the software world, in the digital world. So that's the interaction and the dynamic of what we're doing with Spaceparium. Okay, so that makes us excited. We're really excited about that. And I really invite you all to go and check it out at classiforium.com. Again, it doesn't talk about the game. It's just going to talk about the virtual assistant job. But you just sign up to that, and you will have ample opportunity to make sure that I know that you are a gaming, you're interested in the game, in becoming a gaming virtual assistant, and then we'll just hook you up for that. Okay. And again, the income increases because the virtual assistant part is where the $50,000 is had. Okay, so that's virtual assistant, but the gaming is an additional. It's in addition to that. So it's up to you really, and how much more than the 50 you make. It's really just up to what you feel that you can do in terms of helping us develop the game more fully in your local area. So that's basically how that's going to happen. Again, you can just follow this channel. I warn you though, on Sundays I'm teaching Bible. I teach Bible on Sundays for 2 hours, 2 whole hours. So you know that when I go on a Sunday, you know what it's about. Okay. And we have an interesting teaching series right now on the Shabbat, on Sabbath, which we'll be finishing this Sunday, Lord willing. And then we'll continue with the 10 Commandments, with the 5th onward through the 10th for the subsequent Sundays. So I think it's an interesting teaching. And just to give you a little synopsis, if you've only heard about the 10 Commandments, you've only heard about Exodus 20, and no one that has told you about 10 Commandments has ever mentioned to you Exodus 19, which is right before it, you don't know the 10 Commandments. And whatever they taught you is devoid of God's own pre-view and pre-instruction about the 10 Commandments. So if you haven't heard anything like that, you really need to tune in Sundays at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where you guys are in the world, but I'll be on. Follow the channel. I don't know how Periscope works. How does it tell you that I started to stream? Whichever way that happens, make it happen for yourself, and tune in on Sundays for that. But also tune in whenever I broadcast, because whenever I do, it'll be something interesting. We're also on YouTube live right now. We're on YouTube, and we are on Ustream, and we're on Livestream, and soon we'll be on Roku, and so we'll be doing that as well. Okay, so this is what we're working on. We're looking for workers all over the world for our Spaceparium project. It's a game. And we have an opportunity for you to earn up to $50,000 a year by first training as a virtual assistant and then going on to our gaming instruction. The $50,000 is just for qualifying for the virtual assistant work, which is easy as pie. But you have to do the training for 5 months and qualify for the $50,000. Then the gaming aspect is in addition to it. So again, it's more money, and it doesn't stop with the 50,000. So look for that at classiforium.com. It doesn't talk about the gaming. It just talks about the virtual assistant job offer. Sign up for that and join us. We need people to help build this game, to spread the word, and to start playing the game and showing others and getting others involved, because this is a real world game as well as an online game as well as a software game. It'll be a board game as well. So we're doing that, and if any of you are interested in developing your own game, even the trading card game, we have a trading card company as well that is helping people develop trading card games. And if you're interested in that, during the broadcasts that we do in the future, we'll be putting a link for you to go and see that program. And if you're interested in that, to join, to start a real game company. And together with Spaceparium, the combination is going to be explosive. And it's going to be just a great marketing tool for you to really be successful. It's not taking, we always take a risk when we do business, but you're going to have a lot of support here. A lot of promotional support. Number one, we have TV on our side. We have a TV broadcasting factor here. There's many programs and businesses you can join or start building, but none of them have all the help and support that we have for you when you work with us. So the thing is to get started. Okay, so I wouldn't wait too long, because again, we can only have such a number of employees in each location. So if I were you, I would join up as soon as possible at classiforium.com and tell your friends you want to bless them, you want to help them. Listen, this may be the best chance you're ever going to get to work with a game, to work with a gaming company, and to even maybe start something of your own in the future. Join this thing now, earn the money. It's as simple as that. Okay, so I guess I originally did this stream just to test it. We were having technical difficulties since Saturday of last week due to some problem someplace on from my internet over here. The technician came on Monday. He changed things and he couldn't find the problem, and they had to call the street guys in the next day to find what the issue was, and they finally fixed it. And so now we're able to broadcast. Right now I'm broadcasting onto about 5 networks right now, and on Sunday I add Facebook, so we have very much need of the uploading, which we weren't having since Saturday. Couldn't broadcast on Sunday as usual. So that's the reason I got on now, to test it, to see how it is. I'm monitoring on the other monitor on Periscope and whatnot. So everything seems to be working well. People joined in and say hello and hola and ciao. People from all over the world. And I appreciate you taking the time and, and reaching out. Okay? So God bless you one and all, and hope that we'll be able to work together on our special project soon, Spaceparium. Take care, and thank you for watching this. I'll put my contact information so you guys can contact me.